Pippin was written and premiered on Broadway in 1972. And it tells the story of a man and how he is in search of himself and his place in the world. Now, we have to always put everything in context as to when it was written for us to understand as an audience what the show is trying to say. So because it was first debuted on Broadway in the early 70s, that was a counterculture time. So there was a lot of music and fashion that was brand new coming into the 70s. And so the music reflected that of the era. But with Pippin, you'll notice that the musical stylings are very different. It almost feels like you're jumping around in eras in time. So when we actually look at the way that Pippin is laid out as a structure, is that it's a show within a show. You have a troupe of actors in search of the perfect ending for a show. So in fact, the audience plays a role in the show of playing the audience that the troupe of circus performers are trying to entertain. Fourth wall is broken, and the leading player is literally talking to the audience members individually. So then after Magic to Do happens, they actually begin to tell the story of Pippin. So that's the first kind of transition. So we're introduced to Pippin and Charlemagne. So we go from basically a 1970s sound to medieval. And then from there, the original director choreographer Bob Fosse took a vaudevillian spin to it. So it became a little zany and a little whimsical. And so the shift of musical stylings and the whimsical of vaudeville clash, which again hark back to the era of the early 70s where that was a very popular thing to do at the time. Then we go back to our protagonist, Pippin, experiencing what he thought he wanted to be fulfilled wasn't the answer. So then he has to continue to search for what is it that will be fulfilling for him? What will give him that extraordinary life that he seeks? And so the leading player then guides him into the next chapter. So then he has to keep searching. And so each one of these chapters that Pippin goes on, it has a different tone, a different texture, and almost takes the show into a different place from a mood and an atmosphere. And at the end of the show, we have to ask ourselves, did he truly find the thing that he was looking for? And that's what Pippin is. It's a show about exploration of life through different soundscapes, through different vignettes, and definitely different musical or genre styles. There's a lot of magic to do in this show.